Video to show you how to enter your parametric equations on your calculator. I have a PDF that's uploaded into our notes page that tells you exactly what you need. I'm just going to walk through those steps so that you have them. And I will be using these two pairs of parametric equations, I should say, as examples when I do this, so that I can just walk you through everything. So on your calculator, you hit mode. You got to make sure that you're in degree and parametric, because we're dealing with parametric equations. And then you can go and enter your calculator or your equations. And when you hit y equals, you'll see your x1 and your y1. So I'm going to do this one first right here. So t squared divided by 2 and just y equals t. So just type it in. Your t is literally where your x would be. So t squared divided by 2, and then t. Now, I don't want to just hit graph. What I want to do is anytime I just have t's over here, there's no trig functions. I don't see any sine, cosine, tangent, secant, nothing. It is just straight up t's. So anytime you have just a plain old t over there, what you're going to do is for your window, you're going to go and set your window. Now, your t-min, your t-max, that's your time. Remember, these are functions in relation to time. And so I know we always talk about how, oh, well, we can't have negative time and blah, 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 blah. But yes, for these, you can have negative time. So I always just go negative 20 for my time to a positive 20 for my time. Always do my t step as just 1, because it doesn't, I don't need to see like what happens every, 10th of a second or anything like that. And for your x min and your x max, I usually just a 10 by 10 grid is fine. A 10 by 10 plane is fine. So once you've set that up, then you can hit graph. Now, before you hit graph, and if you've watched any of the other, like one of the other videos, like the intro video where I do the intro and the first example, you'll hear me say, be careful before you hit graph. Make sure that your eyes are on the screen, because you're going to want to see how your particular shape, in this case, is going to be a parabola, how this particular parabola comes into play, like how it comes into existence, so that you know the direction. Oh crap. So it didn't actually do it very well. I don't know if it didn't do it because it's not, because it's like for screen recording. I don't know. But if you did it on your calculator, let me go just change mine real quick. I'm just doing this on my, yeah. If you watched it, hopefully on your calculator, it would have started over here and then come through. It might have been because I had already actually graphed it prior to. So it's coming in through here. So if we were drawing like little arrows, our directional arrows, we would draw our arrows heading this way. And I don't remember if your My Math Lab makes you select the arrows, but it would be coming from the 4th quadrant over to the origin and then up out the 1st quadrant. So the next one is I'm going to do the secant and the tangent one down here that you can see underneath the calculator. So when you do this, y equals, I'm just going to clear both of those out. Okay. Remember, secant is 1 over cosine. So 1 divided by the cosine, there's cosine of t, hit enter, and then 2 times the tangent of t, 2 times the tangent of t. And you can close your parentheses if you want, doesn't matter. Now, this time I'm going to hit, instead of like changing, like you have to change your window for anything you have t's on. Anything that you have trig functions on, you can hit zoom, and then number 6 will work, not 7, zoom 6 for standard. And then again, watch it. Now this one, you should be able to see how it starts. And it's very slow. I think it might be because it's screen recording. So what ends up happening is you see it like it starts coming up here. Hopefully your calculator does a little better. Let me plug it into mine real quick. So I've got it 1 divided by cosine of t. It's got to be because it's the screen recording. I'm sorry, guys. 1 divided by the cosine of t. And then 2 tangent t. All right, so zoom 6. Yeah. What ends up happening is it like this section graphed first, and then it came over and graphed all this, and then it came over and graphed this, I think is what happens. So it just means you're heading up. Like when you graph this, that's your direction. Okay, hope that helps. And again, refer to the PDF of instructions anytime you need to.